EDUT 522, week 1 announcement time to go through just this week's course. And so this is the first one. Just so you know, I typically push these out not Sunday night, but Monday morning. The reason I do that is I know most of you are probably type A personality, and if you get that notification on Sunday night, you're going to start working on Sunday night, and I want you to spend time with your family on Sunday night. That's just something that I've switched over the years teaching for Concordia. Even though the week opens on Sunday, I push these videos out typically on Monday morning. So let's start week 1 off. There's a couple of you that have just finished 605 with me, and so if some of these quotes are repeats, I would say sorry, but I'm not. They're great. Do I know what I'm doing today? No, but I'm here and I'm going to give it my best shot, and that's from the character Hansel and Zoolander. I love this quote and I love this attitude because it's really about showing up. And sometimes that's all we need to do is show up, and whatever we have that day, give. Some days that's going to be 100%, and other days the best you can give is 50%. And that's because we're human. And so know that going through 522, if there's things you're struggling with, reach out to me. But just even in your classroom, remember that you can only give your best that you have that day. There's a lot of content, so I'm going to pop through those real quick. All the links are here. Once again, if you go over to week 1, and let me open that just to show you, everything that I'm going to talk about is going to be in week 1 laid out as well. So if this works better for your brain, you can look there as well. So let me go back. So the first thing we're going to look at, this NMC Horizon Report. It's only 11 pages, but it is a little dense. There's a lot of content and a lot of not spaced out text. So this is spend a little bit of time going through this. Then you have a couple web pages. There's a lot of videos on this web pages, drones and Pavlok, and it's just interesting, some different technologies. Cue ball, even though it's a little bit of an older article, there obviously we could spend hours going through different gadgets, spheros and drones and 3D printers, and there's so many of them. Jennifer Gonzalez, if you don't follow her podcast and her blog, I recommend it. It's really good. 6 EdTech tools to try in 2019. Once again, a couple years old, but these are very good, and her writing is great as well. So Equity Maps, and she has videos from most of these. Pro Writing Aid, Google Tour Creator, which is getting embedded into Google Maps at some point soon, I believe. Big Story, GeoGuessr, and this is kind of fun where it essentially you pick a spot in Google Street View and they have to try to figure their way home or figure out where they are. It's pretty fun. WebJets, and then a couple honorable mentions. Once again, this page we could go through dozens and dozens of new apps, new websites. There's so many out there. Class.edu for Zoom, right, is a big one that's coming out, and Otis and Screencastify is not new, but it's great. Or I mean, we could spend hours on that. There's a 10-minute video about the future of education. I will say in this class you'll hear the phrase 21st century educator a few times. My 30-second soapbox on that is we're in the 21st century. It shouldn't be talked about like it's a thing in the future. We should be 21st century educators. We should be doing this. It should just be second nature that those 21st century skills are in the classroom now, because we're 20 years into it. A short article. This is a website on wearable apps, smartwatches, things of that nature. Some interesting thoughts on data collection, GPS in there. So that's the content for this week. And then you have 2 discussion posts. So based on your own experiences and your readings from week 1, share your future predictions for education, and then introduce yourself, share about your lives, who else got a COVID puppy like I did, classroom memories, what is your best or aha moments regarding technology while you were teaching, look over the NMC report, one category, and talk about that. So just so you know, my philosophy on discussion posts, a big portion of your learning for this class will happen in these posts. So you need to post that initial one by Thursday, and then at least 2 responses by Sunday. I'll say the more active you are in these discussion posts, the more you're going to learn in this class. The assignments are great, but that is where the heavy lifting goes in learning. So don't overlook these. Know that I don't, my philosophy on this is I don't jump in a ton on the discussion posts. That's for you guys to have classroom discussion. I leave my comments in the comments section of the grading part. I will jump in from time to time, but I just like leaving private comments unless it's a conversation that I just really can't help myself from. Your assignments for the week, you have 2 discussion posts and then your Goodreads assignment, which we'll go over in a second. And then looking ahead, begin reading your chosen tech book and start thinking about you have an assignment where you have to interview a tech leader, an educational tech leader. So let's jump back up to the Goodreads. First of all, know that you'll create an account, and then after you create your account, you'll join a group. That link right there is going to take you to the group. So let's pop over to the rubric. Create a Goodreads account, join the group created by your instructor, communicate with the Goodreads discussion board. It's worth 10 points, and I will tell you, I just finished teaching 580 and 605 back to back, and there are a few people in here in this class that were in both of those classes. I'm sorry if you're getting tired of me, but I will tell you, learning how to do some ed research and lit review is huge for those courses. Huge for those courses. And so this is a really good chance early on in your Concordia lives to learn about that. So a logical and well-organized presentation of literature is provided through identifiable themes, right? That's what you need to do in that. So for this week, you're going to have a book report on whatever book you select. So select one that you will enjoy reading. And that's due week 8. So this week, find 4 books on emerging technology. If you don't think it's emerging technology, reach out to me. Text, Vox, tweet, phone call, email, that's fine. Once you read throughout the course, you'll read 1 chapter this week. The 3 other books will be suggestions to your classmates or something you may read later. So what you're going to do is create a Goodreads account, add a profile picture. You can use an avatar, a Bitmoji. Join the group. Load the 4 tech books onto your account and list the one you plan to read as the reading now, and the rest should be planned to read. Add a post to the discussion board on Goodboards briefly explaining why you chose this book. So this rubric is how you're going to be graded on it. It's a really basic rubric, setting up your profile and tying your books to it. When you click on that link right here, the group here, it's going to take you to this page where you want to join. I can't join because I'm already there. And then this is where we'll interact within Goodreads. Once again, if you have questions, please reach out to me. And once again, I'm really excited to jump into 522 again this summer. Have a great week.